Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
This is Mike Savella Radio Program, episode 322 for Thursday, January 23rd, 2014. On today's show, yes, that's right. I think it's been a month since the last podcast, but I'm still here, kids. I'm still going. This is the first show of 2014, and I have some good topics for you coming up today. A lot of local type of stuff, a lot of updates of what I've been doing. So don't listen to this show because it's just going to be very boring. No, I'm just kidding. So just some random stuff for this first show just to get me back going here. So we're going to have a good time. It's a short show here today. So let's do this, America. The Mike Savella Radio Program, episode 322, starts right now. That's right. Welcome to the show that is passionate about medicine and social media. This is the Mike Savella Radio Program. I am your host, Dr. Mike Savella, the one-man social media machine for 7 years running. That's right, kids. I encourage you to check out the website, which I haven't done much with. I have to get back doing, at drmikesavella.com. And what is this show about? Well, it's usually about stuff like medicine, social media, life, all that good stuff. Today is Thursday, January 23rd, 2014. A belated Happy New Year to anybody who is still listening to this program. And here at Family Medicine Rocks World Headquarters, it feels like minus 7 degrees Fahrenheit. That's right, minus 7 degrees Fahrenheit. And how have you been doing there, kids? I just want to let everybody know that I am still here. I am still kicking. I'm still doing stuff on social media. The last month or so has just been busy with life, with work, with family, all that stuff there. But thanks to anybody who is still actually listening to this show. I have missed all of you. I have missed being behind the microphone here and just talking to myself. Hopefully this is informative and entertaining for people. But beginning with this show, I'm going to get back doing social media. I'm going to get back doing stuff back on Twitter and Facebook and the website and podcasts. It's just been a nice little break trying to catch up, enjoying the holidays, enjoying family, and trying to catch up with work. So I hope all of you have been doing well, and I hope all of you have been doing okay at the beginning of 2014. So today's show, I'm just trying to get back on the horse here, kids. I'm just trying to get back doing stuff here again, and just have a few topics here. And for those of you who follow me on Facebook, I have been talking a lot about our local little community here of Salem, Ohio, in the northeastern part of the state. And we have a new hospital wing opening here at our community hospital, and there's been a name change and all that stuff. I'll be talking about that later in the show, and it's been very exciting being a part of all of that. For all of you who are enjoying the video feed here that I'll probably put up on YouTube, you have the name of the new hospital, Salem Regional Medical Center, and I'll be talking about that a little bit. I'll also be talking about, I'll be appearing on a radio show next week here in the local Youngstown, Ohio community, and it is called the Louis B. Free Show, or what he calls it, Brain Food for the Heartland. And I'll be talking about that. He found me on Facebook and has heard about me, so I'll be going there. I have no idea what I'll be talking about, but I'll be talking about that in a little bit, and also be talking about the webinar that I did last week with my good friend Dr. Jay Lee. And finally, I'll be talking about hopefully do a show this weekend with our good friend Kat. Our schedules have been conflicting. Either she's been working the weekend or I've been working the weekend, and I'm thinking maybe this weekend will be the time where we'll be able to entertain all of you again on the Night Shift Show. So, but first, I do want to thank Blog Talk Radio for having me be a featured host here on this network. Yes, that's right. I am still a featured host here on this network. Thank you for Blog Talk Radio for that. And if you're wondering, yes, I am a real doctor. I am a proud family physician in full-time private practice here in beautiful northeastern Ohio, and I've been a social media hobbyist since 2005, which seems like so long ago, if you can believe that. The stories I could tell. Get off my social media lawn, you kids. Oh, man, I just make myself laugh sometimes. So we will talk about all those topics coming up. So you're listening to the Mike Sevilla radio program, a proud member of the ProMed Network, a podcast you can get there by going to promednetwork.com. I think I'm still over there. I'll have to check to see. But we will be right back with our topics. Don't go anywhere. That's right, kids. Broadcasting like nobody is listening. This is the Mike Sevilla radio program. That's right, -7 degrees Fahrenheit feels like out there in Family Medicine Rocks World Headquarters. So the first story here is a local story. And very, very excited, very proud. As I said before, people who are watching the video feed can see I have the T-shirt on for Salem Regional Medical Center. That is the name of our hospital here in northern Trumbull County in the great state of Ohio. And over the past year and a half, 2 years, there has been construction of a new bed tower, a new part of the hospital, a new wing of the hospital, and everybody here in the community has been very excited about that. And it's coming up in the next couple of weeks where this new wing of the hospital, this bed tower, there's got to be a better name than bed tower. I'm just going to call it the new hospital. The new hospital is going to be open for business and have patients being taken care of in the new hospital. But before all of that, there's going to be there has been a lot of promotion about it, a lot of marketing about it. The marketing team at the hospital have done a great job in promoting it. And today, later today, we'll begin the tours that will happen. And today they call it the Friends and Family Open House, Thursday, January 23rd from 2 to 7 p.m. So I'll be taking part in that. But people who are curious about it, there was a big spread in our local paper, like an insert about a week ago. But it is 87 rooms and all able to be cardiac monitored. And they're calling, there's 3 floors, and they call it Tower 1, Tower 2, and Tower 3. The tower? Okay. So the first floor, Tower 1, is for cardiac, step down, and basically a cardiac type of unit. And also on that floor will be the intensive care unit, which has 10 beds. Tower 2, the second floor, will have surgical patients and also some pediatric rooms. That's right. We still take care of pediatric patients. That's right. So yeah, there's some rooms on there. And the third floor has your traditional medical surgical patients. They can also do dialysis up in that area as well. And so there's been a lot of talk about this. People have been watching the construction over the past year and a half or so. That coincides with the new name of the hospital, and formerly, principally called Salem Community Hospital. And I think for legal reasons, they're still going to keep that name. But But the hospital will be now known as Salem Regional Medical Center. And I'm reading from some PR information here. The start of 2014 is an exciting time for growth of the Salem Regional Medical Center as we respond to the changing healthcare needs of our region by offering new facilities, services, and state-of-the-art medical technologies. At the forefront of our second century of providing care, we look forward to what is to come. The chairman of the board of directors, Derek Hiscox, says, "We are very excited to launch this new era in our organization's history. After thoughtful and careful consideration, our board determined that a name change was the best way to communicate our organization continue forward progress as a strong and independent regional hospital." And they all go on to say the reasons for the change: a branding research project began in the summer of 2013 to determine consumer perceptions about why people chose to come to Salem Community Hospital. As a result, an online consumer survey was conducted to measure the hospital's strengths. Survey respondents said that the hospital's reputation for excellence combined with physician expertise and leading-edge technology strongly influenced why they chose to come for their diagnosis and treatment. Our new name acknowledges the hospital's strong tradition of significant growth and expanded services over the years, along with reflecting its continued commitment to providing medical services to the region as an independent, not-for-profit medical center. The president and CEO, Anita Hackstead, MD, says, while we are very proud of Salem Community Hospital name and our 100-year history, our organization has evolved into much more than the name implies. We have become a regional destination for patients and community members to receive advanced, high-quality care that is complemented by innovation and state-of-the-art technology. So, and there's also a new logo. A new logo was also recently unveiled to reflect the new SRMC name change and forward progress of the organization. The new logo was founded on design elements from the prior logo, reflecting the hospital's proud history, and then modernizing these symbols to reflect the organization's ability to grow and meet the region's expanding healthcare needs. And they are inviting the community. I know a lot of people follow me on Facebook from the community and through my other social media projects. So today, Thursday, January 23rd, is what they call a Friends and Family open house from 2 to 7 in the new tower. Saturday, January 25th, community open houses. Saturday was a family day with special children's activities from 10 to 2 p.m. And Sunday, January 26th, will be the big day. Big day from 2 to 5 p.m. The dedication of the new hospital of the tower and a time capsule burial at 2 p.m. And I recently joined the SRMC board of directors, and I will be there, one of the board members, there to cut the ribbon to officially open and dedicate the new bed tower. Other information about this on their website at salemhosp.com, salemhosp.com. 87 private patient rooms, 3 floors dedicated to patient care, including 27 beds for intensive care and step-down, 30 rooms for surgical and pediatric patients, and 30 rooms for medical surgical patients. Patient rooms are, quote, acuity adjustable, unquote, which means that when a patient's condition changes, the rooms can be adjusted to the severity or acuteness of the patient's condition. Also a 2-story parking deck with expanded parking for patient and visitor convenience. And you can go to the hospital main page there, and you'll see the new logo, the new name, and also some new amenities for the hospital as well. There's a reception area and information desk located just inside the medical center on the ground floor. The gift shop has moved. A unique shopping experience awaits visitors to the Look Nook. That's right, Look Nook gift shop, which has been relocated to the ground floor near the parking deck entrance. The gift shop is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 5 p.m. Fresh floral arrangements, balloons, stuffed animals, candy, personal care items are available for purchase, along with a variety of home decor merchandise, collectibles, and unique women's apparel and accessories. Plans are underway to expand the gift shop's selection of patient comfort items, hospital apparel, and locally made merchandise. The gift shop is primarily staffed by volunteers, and proceeds generated are used to assist the SRMC's auxiliary in supporting the organization's mission. There's also a coffee kiosk, which I'm very excited about. The coffee kiosk located next to the gift shop. Operated by the medical center's food and nutrition department, the coffee kiosk will serve beverages and light fare to visitors and staff, including regular and specialty coffees such as espresso, cappuccino, and lattes, iced coffees, homemade soups, gourmet sandwiches, and pastries. A dedicated seating area is available with internet access, offering guests a convenient place to eat and relax. The coffee kiosk is tentatively scheduled to open daily from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. There will also be a donor wall in this area. In the future, a donor wall will be created near the medical center's main entrance, which will be designated to recognize significant donors to SRMC's charitable foundation. So, a hospital opening is not something that happens a lot in this town, a lot in this county, a lot in this part of the state. And it's very exciting for this community here to have this hospital, this medical center. And my phone is ringing. I told people not to call me during the broadcast. And it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I mean, granted, people have been asking for private rooms for a long time. And I'm glad that the hospital board has seen fit to address those questions and concerns. But for the past month and a half, there's been a lot of buzz in the hospital, a lot of excitement among the hospital staff and the physicians about this new hospital. And I've been able to walk around in the new hospital and see, the layout of it, see what it looks like, trying to imagine in my mind what the workflow is going to be like as a physician, as I see my patients, as I do my orders, as I do my documentation, as I communicate with nursing staff, as I communicate with other ancillary staff members. Like case management, physical therapy, dietary, all the important people of the team. Trying to imagine in my mind, how that's all going to happen. Because it doesn't happen very often, that the hospital builds a new tower, something like this, and it's great to be a part of that. And I'm going to try my best to try to share that all with you, even if you're not even living in this community and you're curious about what I'm doing, you're curious about my life, you're curious what happens to a doctor in a small community in small town America, and I'm going to try to share that all with you, not only on this podcast, but also on my other social media platforms, like on Twitter and Facebook, and particularly on the website, drmixvilla.com. And it's going to be exciting sharing that with all of you. I have my shirt on here, and maybe I'll make that my Facebook profile pic, and and see. It's people outside of this community probably just don't really care how does it impact me? It doesn't. But this is something that's important to me. This is something that I'm excited about, and I hope to share it with all of you out there, especially in the next couple of weeks. As the hospital officially opens, as the hospital has its open houses to the general public, and hopefully I can share with all of you the excitement of what it is to deliver health care in a local community like this. So we don't have to have our patients go to the big cities, like Cleveland or Pittsburgh. We can try to take care of a lot of the patients here in our local community here in Salem, Ohio. So I will take a break here, and after this I'll be talking about an interesting opportunity that I have next week, being interviewed, where the tables will be turned on me, where I'll be being a guest on a local radio show here in the Youngstown, Ohio area. You're listening to the Mike Sevilla radio program live on Blog Talk Radio on a Thursday morning. We'll be right back. That's right, back better than ever, back better than ever. This is the Mike Sevilla radio program live on a Thursday morning here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. Thank you for joining me this morning. So topic 2 is an interesting opportunity for me, and I'm going to be interviewed on this radio show coming up next week. And it's a local show. It's a local radio internet show that's linked to our local newspaper. The newspaper is called the Youngstown Vindicator out of Youngstown, Ohio, which is the biggest city in this part of the state. It takes me about maybe 45 minutes or an hour to get there. It's called Brain Food for the Heartland, the Louis B. Free radio show. And you can get there by going to vindy.com, VINDY. .com. You can also go to louisfreeshow.com, and you can get more information there. And this guy has been, I've been following this guy for a while, maybe not for a while, maybe about for a year or so. Been listening to his show. You can listen live at louisfreeshow.com, also at vindy.com, from 8 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. And he has a variety of guests. Sometimes he has local guests. Sometimes he has people calling in. And it's an interesting local radio show, only available over the internet, and only available listening live. He doesn't do any podcast shows. He sometimes on their set they have video snippets, about 1 to 2 minutes of guests. And he reached out to me on my website, which is drmikesevilla.com, and he said, hey, you want to come on and talk about stuff? And we've been kind of going back and forth over the past month, trying to find a time, but probably, with the holidays and all that kind of stuff, weren't able to get together until next week. So I'm going to be going there next week up to the Vindicator newspaper building in downtown Youngstown, Ohio, and apparently they have a little internet broadcast center there, and he hasn't given me any specific thing to talk about, so this will be interesting. Totally off the cuff, totally random, and there's a phone number for people to call in there, 330-333-4454. And I will have more information at drmikesevilla.com on when I'm going to be on, and when you can hear me, and when you can call in and make fun of me on Brain Food for the Heartland, the Louis B. Free Show, weekdays 8 a.m. to noon p.m. Eastern Time, louisfreeshow.com. Also, vindy.com or vindy.com/news/vindy/radio, and he's broadcasting right now as I speak. So that'll be very interesting to go on there, and I'm going to try to bring some recording equipment in there too. Meaning taking pictures and all that kind of stuff, because he seems like a pretty social media savvy type of guy, or his staff is. when I listen to his show, he says he's kind of computer illiterate, but I think he's playing that up there a little bit because he has a pretty good Facebook presence, and they do video that they put on their website. So somebody on the staff there is knowing what they're doing there at the Louis B. Free Show. So that's going to be really interesting to see. So stay tuned for that, and also stay tuned to drmikesavilla.com, and I'll have more information as that comes along. So another quick break, and I will be talking about my webinar that I did a week ago today. And you're listening to the Mike Sevilla radio program here on the Blog Talk Radio Network, and we will be right back right after I find, here we go. We'll be right back. That's right, social media through the eyes of a family physician. This is the Mike Sevilla radio program. And next topic is this webinar that I was a part of a week ago, and had to do with social media and medicine. Duh. And a big shout out to my friend out there in Colorado, Dr. Ben Miller out there. And the webinar, I'm reading this from one of their press releases. The webinar was presented by the Office of Integrated Healthcare Research and Policy in the Department of Family Medicine at the University of Colorado School of Medicine. The webinar series is made possible from funding from the California Mental Health Services Authority Integrated Behavioral Health Project in partnership with the Collaborative Family Healthcare Association, the AHRQ Academy for Integrated Behavioral Health and Primary Care, and the Advancing Care Together project of UC Denver Department of Family Medicine. The webinar is described as family physicians Jay Lee and Mike Sevilla discuss social media and its significance to the mental health and primary care. Social media is a powerful communication medium for primary care and for mental health issues. In this webinar, the presenters will discuss how to utilize social media for patient education, how to dispel myths, and how to utilize social media for community and legislative advocacy. The webinar was recorded January 16, 2014 from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it just wasn't just a webinar just for a webinar. There was a lot of people, a lot of sponsors for this, a lot of partners for this. And again, I want to thank the organizers. I want to thank Ben Miller for the invitation to be a part of this. So what did we talk about? Jay Lee and I kind of have our little Dog and Pony show that we usually do for this. And, we talked about, how people, use social media, how people use their smartphones to, patients, people use, the internet to find out health information, use some data from our friends at the, I can't even think of it now. Let me find my notes here. Yes, that's right. From the Pew Internet and American Life Project, 85% of U.S. adults use the internet. 72% of internet users say they looked online for health information within the past year. However, 7 out of 10 U.S. adults got information from their doctor or other healthcare professionals. So even though people, look up information on the internet, they still rely on their personal physician or healthcare provider for medical information. And, people use social media in a number of ways. They use it for patient education. They use it to dispel myths and dispel stigma, especially in the area of mental health issues, depression, anxiety, bipolar. There's a lot of patient advocacy sites like Patients Like Me, where people can go and find a community, find people like them to talk about and share about their condition. And I go there too. I go there not to say that I'm Dr. Mike Sevilla. I go there to say, I go there to listen. I go there to listen to see what other people and what other patients are saying about their condition. And also dispelling myths, like vaccines and autism, which does not happen. There's a lot of websites out there that scare people. But we've learned in the past few years that there's probably a lot more sites that say, hey, this is the truth about vaccines. And we're seeing people now, especially in California, where they're having outbreaks of illnesses that could have been prevented by vaccines. And people are using those examples and saying there are consequences to not being vaccinated, and you are getting outbreaks of some of these illnesses out there. And social media can also be used to create conversation. This webinar, we talked a little bit about primary care. We talked a little bit about mental health issues. And we talked about articles that bring up topics, is mental illness a common threat in mass shootings? There's another article that we talked about saying it's time to stop blaming mental illness for mass shootings. We didn't take a position on one way or the other, but social media is used to create conversation. And social media is also used for advocacy purposes, for like policy issues. My professional organization, the American Academy of Family Physicians, when we go to Capitol Hill, we go to the state houses, we say we have some solutions on fixing the broken healthcare system. We have models of primary care that we think will be more effective about what's going on today. We have models of payment systems of how healthcare could be cheaper than what it is right now. Obviously, it can't be more expensive. It's very expensive right now. And social media can also be used for clinical applications. There's been some research studies out there studying people's Facebook timelines and saying, oh, can we spot depression? Can we spot anxiety? Can we possibly prevent suicide? By studying what people put out there on social media. So that's some of the things that we talk about during the webinar. I'm going to put the webinar up at drmikesavella.com. I've been lazy and not doing that. But again, thanks to everybody involved with this. Thanks for the opportunity to do that. It was fun to do that, and I'll put that video up where you'll see my face presenting along with the great Dr. Jay Lee as well. So that was fun to do. That helped me get back on social media as well here. So I will take one more break, and the final topic is hopefully we'll be having a show this weekend. I will talk about that coming up right after this on the Mike Savella radio program coming up. That's right, family medicine's leading voice in social media in my own mind. This is the Mike Savella radio program. And last segment here, hopefully there's going to be a show coming up this weekend with our good friend Kat. And I got to visit Kat recently. And as we talked about on the show before, and I've talked about on the blog, and it's always interesting meeting somebody on the internet and then meeting them in person. And I'm happy to report that Kat is as awesome as she is in person as she is on the podcast here and on Twitter as well. And so we got to chat a little bit, and we got to talk about a lot of different things. And when she first came on this show, when she was first a guest on this show, she talked about her cancer diagnosis and how she got through that. And it's been fun just trying to catch up on things. We used to talk about the old Andy and Burl show here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. Talk about our old times. Chatting with them, being on the show, and having a lot of fun with that as well. So I know people sometimes are freaked out. People usually hear the bad stories about people meeting people that you've met on the internet, and that's the only type of things that you hear on the news are the bad outcomes. But it was cool. it was cool. She lives, hundreds and thousands of miles away from Family Medicine Rocks World headquarters here. So it's not like we can hang out every weekend. But it was nice. It was nice to chat with her in person, and it will add more entertainment value to the night shift show, which I hope to have coming up this weekend. I'll have to check with Kat to see if our schedules will line up again, and so we'll be able to have another night shift show out there for all of you. So that's all I have for you here this morning. A quick show here today, even though it was about 40 minutes. But it's nice getting back in the seat, the podcast seat, getting back behind the microphone here, talking to myself, talking like nobody's listening, and hopefully reaching somebody out there on the internet. So I encourage you to check me out on the internet out there at drmikesevilla.com, on Twitter at Dr. Mike Sevilla, also Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and all that good stuff here. Hoping that all of you have a great social media 2014. Hopefully there'll be a show coming up this weekend, the night shift show with Kat. So hopefully that is all going to happen. So shout out to my good friends in the Midwest who are freezing their buns off. Shout out to people in the Northeast who are digging out, and shout out to everybody else out there. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully people are still care about what I'm doing out there. And thank you all for your support of me and of the podcast and of the website and all the social media projects that I do. So keep warm out there, kids, and I will talk to you all very soon. My name is Dr. Mike Sevilla, drmikesevilla.com, and we will all talk to you very soon. And till next time, this is Dr. Mike Sevilla reminding you, hey, family medicine rocks. Good night, everybody.